for the European Tour. And this is King's Especial.
Yeah, and Caroline is one of the toughest competitors out here today. She does not go out with anything other than the plan of coming home clear and fast. So this will be another really exciting combination to watch. And I mean, how lucky are we? We get to watch 3 of the best competitors the U.S. has to offer, just all in the same grouping here. It's really, I mean, this 4 short is incredible this year.
So Hannah Bundy still making her way around the track as well. Boyd Martin is getting to the end of the course, so we will wait to see what he does and see him look for that lucky horseshoe at the end as Caroline Pamuchu gets things going for her day out on this track. And there he is.
Boyd's going to be close. I think he'll be just over the time. So what, 2 seconds over? But that's a great round for Boyd, getting that done. And you know, you could say that 2 seconds probably happened at the Coffin, needed to happen, and great job by Boyd. That horse looked incredible coming home.
Well, just 0.2 of a point out of the lead for Boyd Martin. So Will Coleman will retain that clubhouse lead with Diabolo. Boyd Martin will go in between his 2 mounts there with Commando 3, and this is getting fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And here you see King's Especial. Just watch this horse gallop, and it just oozes 5-star, doesn't it? Like, it just has that big, rangy gallop. You can just see this one over any event in the world, and we're getting ready, I believe, here to come into the Coffin, so we'll see how much work Caroline has to do to get him back into the canter that she needs, and that was quite well done. Very smooth ride in there.
You know what's interesting about this horse is he compacts really fast for how big he is.
Yes, and that's honestly, I would assume, a credit to Caroline's training, that she's spent the time making sure that this horse gets rideable. Certainly some are easier to get together than others, but really pretty cool to see the gear changes there as she came into that combination, just smoothly got him back and put him together. And again, doing that here for the brushes.
Caroline has been a longtime member of these amazing squads that the U.S. has put together, and of the program really in the United States that the USEF has, of all those training programs for such the youngsters coming up. She's been a member of it for so many years, and here you're kind of seeing as she's about to age out of those programs soon, really how beneficial it's been to her education. Yeah,
I mean, she's one that was going to be amazing regardless, but that program has just pushed her to the next level. She's really the poster child for it. She's been watching her get produced over the years, and she's fortunate she's got access to all these awesome horses, which really helps speed that along.
She'll get on a plane with Cassie Sanger next week and some other big talented names, Alyssa Phillips among them, and some others, and they will make their trek for that European Tour.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Great big shot in there. Such a big rangy horse. Caroline staying right in the back seat where she needs to be. Skips over the wedge at 3. And a great shot out over that corner. And it's funny, you watch them jump that corner, and it feels like when you're watching it on TV, like, oh, that's not much of an effort. That's a huge fence. Those horses are just stepping over it. Yeah, that Rolex Grand Slam Challenge Water is riding pretty well, I'd say. Overall, we've seen a few little mishaps. Philip came unseated at the B, and he was like a monkey on the back. He completely pulled himself back on. It was very impressive. Yeah, it was amazing being out there while that was going on and just hearing the crowd just urge him on. Come on, Philip, stay on, and he was able to get it done. He still got it. Well, as Caroline continues around this track looking fast and fierce, we've welcomed a new starter. This is Dos Bravio and Danny Sussman. They come to us from Colorado. And it's a fun little horse to get to see. It'll be fun to watch them. They sit on 33.5. They were tied for 20th after the first phase, but I have a feeling most of those scores won't matter too much because things are going to look a lot different after today. And this is Caroline, of course, who's continuing around with a big model horse, different than Danny's that we'll go back to in a few moments. And I do think, you know, John, one of the most amazing things about Caroline is she's really built some talent and some horses from the bottom up, and she's producing these horses to the top, and they're all quite young still. Yeah, I mean, she's got, Caroline's done an amazing job putting together a sales program, which I think has allowed her to also filter through and continue to find the best young horses that she can to keep producing up the levels. And that's really what it takes, right, is you have to have the horsepower behind you, and Caroline's done an incredible job at having horse after horse to keep at the level.
Well, Hannah Bundy threw the finish flags moments ago for Canada, and you talked about the gearbox on this big horse, and my, is it impressive, because we've seen her really be still able to fully accelerate at the end of this track, and look at that step open up.
Yeah, it's just incredible. You know, a horse like this, like I said, in a 5-star, you would say it's going to be able to make the time, have a good shot at it because it has that huge gallop. But then you worry, how long does it take me to get it back? How much effort do I have to do? And how much arguing is it going to be? And you can just see there's really not an argument there at all. He just says, right, Mom, I'm back. I'll balance. I'll listen to you. And then he accelerates away from the fences so well.
Well, there's Liz Halliday circling the box. 30. And a look at your overall standings. Lucienne Bellissimo and this lady, but aboard her other horse, which we'll see after this ride, Liz Halliday. She circles the box on Cooley Moonshine, and this Mixmaster C still leading the way, which we'll see later. Caroline Pamuchu on her next mount to come is right behind them in third, and Caroline, of course, continuing to make her way around as Liz gets her countdown to be underway with a former winner here. And this could also be a round that could really shake our leaderboard up.
Yeah, and it's such a, you know, sort of to your earlier point, these guys are going out on these horses to be competitive and get the best placing they can, but they are also gathering information for those second horses out on the course so they can maybe shave off a second here or there and know exactly how this is all going to ride. So really, really important rides here for these particular horses, but also so that these riders can see where can I be a little quicker, where can I save a second. Really super exciting.
So Liz, our only competitor, we'll see 3 times in this division. This is her second time out. She sits on a score of 29.2, so if she could go clean, that would move her into the lead in front of Will Coleman. And this horse was 5th coming into things, but now you can see this could really catapult them up the leaderboard.
Absolutely. Anybody that can get a clear round today is going to be in good shape. And you can see Liz having to really sort of go to that pulley rein there coming into the log. Gets a nice shot out over the corner. And that seems to be riding well. It looked like early on that might be a really influential combination. Horses weren't picking up the corners super well. But I think word's got back into the barn, and they have now sort of figured out the line that you need to that corner. It's just a 2-fence combination, but it's early on.
So Caroline over the clock and the time allowed, but she is clean as she urges Kings Especial through that finish line, and that will move them into 7th place.
Yeah, great round for Caroline. It's a bit cliche, it seems to be said a lot, but that's a really exciting horse for the future for Caroline, for sure.
Yeah, we say it a lot, but it's actually true, especially with this division, as Monster looks at the ditch and does a stutter step there, but Liz able to stay committed and get it done. She says,